Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Life and Biz Unfiltered, where we talk about things that's real, that's raw, and ridiculously human side of growing your business, your life. And I am Shwetha, a marketer, an MC, a mom of two beautiful boys, and your cheerleader when it comes to growth, clarity, and connection.
Hello, and my name is Audrey Fernandes. I am the partner in crime with Shwetha, and I'm a tech entrepreneur. I'm a tech whisperer. I love systems. I love personal development, self-awareness. I love life. So I'm looking forward to connect with all of you. Here we are at Essor Business Hub at Life Biz Unfiltered. We're all about business, how to scale smarter, how to grow, how to learn, and be a better version of ourselves every single day, every single minute, every single second.
Well, this is our first episode, and it's
Yes.
called The Why Behind It All. Because before the marketing, the hustle, your why is really the heartbeat that keeps everything alive.
And isn't it, Shweta, when you actually start the business initially, when you get onto the entrepreneurial journey, it's very hard to know what is the why. It's like you're so crazy into knowing the unknown, the whole different arena of business. And it's very hard to come out of that like busyness, that crazy adventure of challenges to actually know your why. So when you actually do figure it out, it's a beautiful journey.
How wonderful. As you said that, it reminded me of that cocoon stage where, it's really trying to become a butterfly, but you need to go through that messy middle.
Yeah, and you don't know the butterfly. You don't know what is at the other end. And really knowing that the sooner you get to your why, the more amazing your life gets, the more exciting every single morning becomes to wake up and have that passion drive you towards that making that difference or whatever that could be for yourself.
So, today we're getting real about purpose, about people, and that messy middle between ambition and authenticity. So, let's start with the story because through ISO Business Hub, through Biz Growth Network, everyone sees the highlight reels, the networking events, the stage moments, everything that's so picturesque and glossy on social media. But no one really sees what we do and why we do what we do. So, Audrey, where did this journey really begin for you?
For me, it started really spending a lot of time in the hospital. And I always keep talking about it that it's a very, very core defining moment for me. It didn't feel like a defining moment then. It's now that I've realized that it's defined the whole course of my life, the whole realization of what I do, why I do. It's that one moment sitting in the hospital room during the Easter. Easter is very big for me, and my mom would always have funny coincidence. Unfortunately, it was always during that time that we would be in the hospital. I've spent several Easters or several March, Aprils in the hospital, spending, going through her chemo and stuff like that. But one defining moment is when she was going through stem cell transplant, and there was no smartphones then. There was just, regular phones. So there was nothing much you could do. So there was a lot of time for introspection. But I didn't have the tools and strategies then. So I had no idea what I was doing. I would sit and paint for hours. I would sit, watch out of the window. And I remember one particular day, it was the whole uncertainty day. Again, the same thing. The test had to come, certain parameters had to increase, certain course of the treatment was need to be defined. There's loads going on. And I was just staring out of the window and looking at all these skyscrapers, high rises in Mumbai. And I could see all these little stick figures walking through those little windows. And there were televisions on. And I was just like, a thought crossed my mind. I'm like, are these people recognizing how grateful they are for their life, that they are not in the hospital, that they are not fighting for life and death of a loved one? And that moment, I made a decision that something needed to change in this world, for me at least. that going forward, I would not live the same way. That I would be extremely grateful for whatever is coming my way. And I often keep talking about it now. It's like sometimes something happens and I'm like, I find a positive out of it, and I'm like, Shweta, am I deliriously positive or what's going on? So I think that moment has defined everything going forward. I have learned to be very grateful for everything that is thrown at me, to find lessons from it. And it makes this journey a lot of fun, and especially being with Shweta. Now it is very clear that with ADHD, this is what is happening. All the forgetfulness and all the fines and all the I don't know where we're going. And I always found fun and excitement out of that thrill. Like, okay, now what? I've lost my phone. Okay. So it's those little things that determine your energy during the day, and also big things like so much has happened in life. But that attitude has definitely helped me and definitely shaped me to just embrace whatever is coming and just connect with the higher purpose and keep going.
I love that. Well, we love talking, don't we? That's why we are unfiltered here. And
Yes, yes.
deliriously positive is probably what's keeping all of us going, and it definitely assists all of us in sticking to that while being happy about everything and finding the positive in every situation. And I think for me, of course, you already mentioned about things that were diagnosed recently in terms of ADHD, but also more in the past, coming from a background where, being sexually abused as a child, you keep looking and searching for things. And I think one of those was safety. Another was looking at patterns where I can feel safe. And moving from there, what I've noticed is, after becoming a mom, I always was looking at all these wonderful patterns and, how can we be a certain way so that we are examples to these little beings that we have, and creating that side of things. I started questioning, what's all this success for if it doesn't really feel good in real life? And that's how this was born. Like, being unfiltered is a space for us to talk about business, about life, without the masks, and sometimes that feels uncomfortable. I realized when I came out and I told people, it was like a group of women who are in all, they were all 40 plus, and I was probably the youngest in the room, being in early 30s. And I said that, I was sexually abused as a child, and everyone had tears in their eyes. And three of them came right after the meeting and told me, I've never said that to anybody, but I have too.
Wow.
And that me too, me too, me too was unbelievable. Like, you can keep that as a secret in your heart for like 4 decades of your life, and how that might be eating you up. So how can we be more unfiltered, so then you can probably inspire someone else to come out of that shell, whether that's something that's happened to you in life or even in business. Like, crap is going on with my life, and there's more crap than good stuff that happens in the roller coaster journey that we're going through in life. So
It is, isn't it? And it's not about those flashy pics, those flashy, polished pictures. Hey, life is cool and I'm making this much and this much money. It's about the real bit. If we're in for a long term, we're on a long journey. It's not something that, get quick money and then talk about it and then not really talk about what actually happens during running a business, running a family relationship. There are so many ups and downs, and there are sometimes more downs than ups, right? So really keeping through that, cruising through that, it becomes hard. And what people see is like, the smiling faces. Yes, we smile through all of it. But that's because we have learned the resilience to actually pick ourselves up.
And that's what we want for all of our listeners too, to remember that your why is your compass. It's what keeps you going when the motivation fades away.
Yes.
So let's keep up on that and really focus on getting inspired, but also inspiring others. And we would love to hear about all the different aspects of life that you're going through in the comments. So don't forget to leave those in our comments. Now, Audrey, it's time to get spicy. So
Ooh.
every week we'll have a hot and unfiltered segment where we will be talking about trending topics that everyone's probably whispering about, but not saying it out loud. Today's topic is AI versus authenticity. And Audrey, since you are our absolute tech expert, would you say is AI killing creativity or is it saving it?
I believe it's going to the next level. I think we are on this like a really amazing era where the world is going to transform. And it's so wonderful to be in that sort of a zone where you see the world transform, right? And it's about AI. I believe it's what you think is your reality, right? So if you think it is killing, then maybe that is the world you will create. But if you think that it is going to be massive and amazing, then that's what it is going to be. Because you have to learn, you have to adapt. And that's one thing in business we have learned, that we have to adapt and really embrace the new technology, new changes that are happening, and then create a new reality from them. And if we reject that, then life is going to be miserable because you're going to be the lone soul who is not enjoying life. So let's go with the tide, right? That's what they say. Go with the tide. It's amazing. It's exciting. And it does make me uncomfortable every day waking up. I'm like, oh my God, I need to be doing these courses. I need to be on top of it. But no, let's start using it in little things, right? Let's be on top of it in a small way, at least doing one action one day at a time, recognizing new ways how AI can help your life. Let's go with that. I believe it's going to be the most amazing era. We are so lucky and fortunate to witness it without it and now witness it with it. So,
Well, AI doesn't replace you, but what AI can't replace also is, the empathy, the energy that we bring and being
absolutely.
authentic.
I was
You
on this Tony Robbins AI Advantage, and there they were talking about that power of people becomes even more dominant and prominent now in this era, because they actually showed a little cat. Which is made with all technology, a robotic cat, and then the real cat. What is the difference, right? The difference is that the real cat may love you back or may not love you back, but it will have its own way. A technologically driven cat will behave a very predicted way, right? The fun and then the excitement and then the empathy and the love comes from that little one, the live creature. So nothing can replace human connections more than humans, right? And dogs and pets and the connection and the love and affection we feel. So now in the AI driven world, maybe soon we'll have to identify who is a real person and who is an AI person, right? And for that, we really need to learn the patterns of what is a human pattern and what is an AI pattern. And that's why, like now, even more the importance of hanging out together, building those relationships, because maybe soon whole marketing will be driven by AI, and it will be hard to find out who is real and who is not. So the how to trust people when you meet people, when you make connection with people, when you form relationships with people. So let's encourage really the journey of forming those deep connections, because that becomes even more profound in this era. What do you think?
Absolutely. That's big, big gold. And we always harp about the power of people, POP, and we're going to continue on with that because we are nothing without the people, without the connections. And I think that is one thing that's come out of COVID is that we want to cuddle and touch and feel and be with people. And one thing that I was going through yesterday with my kids, we were looking at animal documentaries on Netflix, and did you know that penguins, the entire winter, they survive because they cuddle each other the entire winter? I was like,
That is
how
so cute.
cute is that? So
That's
yeah,
nice.
we have to come close and give ourselves a lot of hugs
A
and
lot of
cuddles
hugs. Lot of hugs.
so
That's
that
what
we
we talk
can
about in Biz Growth
survive.
Coaching as well. Lots of hugs, 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 hugs. And I think
Okay,
at the start it is uncomfortable, isn't it? The hugs. I think even I was a bit like that. And sometimes some people are like, what? But it's so wonderful when you just hug wholeheartedly. So yeah.
and there's a lot of scientific studies to prove the importance of hugs and how you need 8 hugs minimum a day to only survive. So I think we need a lot more than that to thrive. So let's shake it up. Audrey, you ready?
Yeah, what is it?
It's time for our unfiltered rapid fire. So we're gonna have quick answers, no filters, no nothing. You ready, Audrey?
Yeah, go for it. Always ready.
Okay, one word clients use to describe you.
Uh, Tough, I think. Tough cookie.
Tough.
Yeah, like I think
Tough.
so.
Audrey's
What do you
tough.
think? You tell me. When they
Uh,
tell you, what do they tell you?
Strategic, I would say. She always knows what she's doing and where she's
Spot on.
going. So it's strategy. One business trend you wish would disappear.
Wow, I can't answer that. I don't know. What will disappear? Maybe people, pushing sales onto you or, those unethical sales. I
Yeah,
get really, really upset with that. We have clients coming in who have been sold big packages and big stuff and they haven't got the results to it. So that's, yeah, unethical sales.
I like that. And that's so important. Okay, worst advice you've ever received.
Do not partner with people.
Ouch. I'm
Mhm.
so glad you did not listen to that advice. Otherwise, I would not
My
put it in.
rebellion kicked in, but I would say
Thanks.
not listen to that. Like, yeah, do partner up, but for that, you need to be really, really aware of yourself and know your values and find somebody who aligns with your values. So, yeah. I mean, look, it can't be a blanket statement. Yes, do not partner with people who are not aligned with your values. So, there should be a further big statement towards it. So,
Caveat,
yeah,
yes.
caveats.
Okay, if you weren't doing what you're doing right now, you would be uh,
Maybe a monk.
a monk.
I know, right? I don't
Okay.
know. I was in IT for like 12, 13 years. Yes, technology was amazing. However, the politics and all of that, the bullying scenarios, I hated it. It was terrible. And I don't know how I got out of it. I think it was because of you that, I literally managed to get out of it with our first venture now 8, 9 years ago. But now I thinking about it, what would I do? I would love to be, I don't know. I'm too energetic to be in Himalayas and with the trees, so I don't know.
I was going to think you're going to say like designing systems for NASA or something, but okay.
Oh, I was thinking about that. I would love to be. I was listening to that 3I something something, and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should approach Elon Musk and go up in the Mars. But there should be things to do there.
One thing that people don't know about you, Audrey.
I think people are now starting to know it, but many people thought I was a very extrovert, but I'm not. I'm an introvert. That's one of the things. What else? I don't know. What people don't know about me. I'm a very open book. That's a problem. I just say out everything everywhere.
Well, Audrey once automated an entire business onboarding while eating food in the cafe. So think that. I think it's all related to food. So if you want to make Audrey happy, it's food.
Food. And if
Think
you
food.
cook it yourself, then I would love you forever and ever.
The way into the woman's heart is through her belly.
Audrey's heart. I don't know about every woman's heart, but Audrey's heart.
I'm sure it's most people's. Probably married a chef for that
Yes,
reason. So
yes.
yeah. Okay, so we've talked about AI trends. We've talked about a lot of laughs, but at the heart of it, it's all about people. And you and I both believe that businesses grows at the speed of relationships.
It does, it does. And the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with is extremely important. And, there is a lot of, myths or sometimes superstitious belief that, you have to know somebody for years and years and they are your best friends and that's it, you stay around with that. But no, I think over the years I've realized that it's really getting to know people who align with your values and surrounding yourself with people who are ahead of you in your vision where you want to head. It makes life so much easier. You learn so much so easily instead of going against the tide. And sometimes literally you get stopped or you get restricted by people who are not growing themselves. So, if growing and learning in your values is your value, which should be in relationships, in business, in everything, then surround yourself with people who are aligned with that value, who are constantly growing, building better versions of themselves, and not stay stuck with the beliefs that are holding you back, that you have to just be with the people. If they are holding you back, then that is a problem too. So, really, let's move together, grow, and form those really, really amazing relationships that scale.
I love that. And that's so important, surrounding yourself with people who push you, who support you, who inspire you. And
Yes.
then growth comes as a byproduct. It becomes
You
inevitable.
enjoy.
And I've seen the flip side of it because when you feel not in your true power potential, then and when you're stopping yourself and you're hanging down a little bit, then your full power and potential, then there's a lot of things that comes out of it, like you're shunning things, you're stopping yourself from shining brightly. And I used to have a lot of health related conditions because of that, because I was like, I was trying to project myself as a person who I was not.
Yeah.
And that showed up even as in skin conditions all over me, having an autoimmune condition. What is it? It is your body is constantly fighting against itself, because every fiber, every cell of your being is like, I don't want to be this person.
Yeah, yeah. It's that's what it shows up in physical ailments, physical outcomes, right? Where energy is blocked. And then slowly your body starts showing the signs of it. And then we use all these external treatments to kill the symptoms. But it's essential to be in the flow, to actually go through the flow. So that happens when you're growth focused. You're adapting to the changes in life and really not rebelling the what's happened to you, and growing forward literally.
Yes, so to all of you watching, surround yourself with people who support you, who push you, who inspire you, who see to it that, growth becomes inevitable, because you're either green and growing or ripe and rotting. And I'm sure none of us want to be rotting over here. And
Uh,
that's what we want for this show to be. It's a digital table where everyone belongs. Because when we rise, that's when community thrives. And when community thrives, everything at home's different, your kids become different, and you become a little different too.
Absolutely. So let's become the best versions of ourselves. Let's reveal what is keeping you off. Let's share the challenges we've had and make it normal to not be normal, right?
What is normal even? So before we wrap up, we want you to take a minute to really reflect. Grab a notebook if that's your thing. I know Audrey loves writing on her pen, and
Right here.
utilizing different colors and what everything associated to it. Yeah, Audrey.
No, I'm just showing my pens. I love my pen. I love my books, colorful books, and I get it from Office Works, a specific book which is waterproof.
Yes.
You can gift me that if you want to gift me something. And the pens, the
And
colorful
she loves
pens.
gifts. And once we'll be celebrating a whole month of her birthday. Yes. So for all of you watching, really, it's reflection, and that's what's going to give you gold when you write that down, when you're journaling, when you're reflecting. So what keeps you awake at night and why? And what do you want to impact, really? And what would you do if no one paid you for it? Because your why is buried in those answers. And we would love to hear about them. So either comment below or email us your why story at lifeandbizunfiltered@gmail.com. And we might feature you in a future episode.
Absolutely. We're going to have guests. We're going to have a lot of fun. And so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel because we would love to see you.
All right, right. That is a wrap on episode 1. If today reminded you of your why, subscribe, share this with a fellow business owner, and let's grow together. So, next Thursday, we're going to deep dive into another topic, and the myth of balance, and why harmony really is the new hustle. So, it's for every entrepreneur who's juggling work, life, family, and trying to breathe. Okay, till then, stay real, stay kind, and remember that the power of people is what powers your business. We'll see you next week,
Thank you.
unfiltered and unstoppable.
Bye
Bye.
bye.